Hey guys, so I am back with another new book review on a thriller novel. So this time I'm going to be reviewing a debut novel by Heather Young, and it is called The Lost Girls. This is really one of my favorite novels, and I got this as a hardcover copy. So I love hardcover copies because they have this really nice feel and I really love them. This book even got nominated for the Edgar Award as the best first novel, and it really deserves it because Heather Young, even though it was her debut novel, she really outdid herself in this one. I remember that I started reading this novel one evening, not evening, almost before dinner, and I finished reading it at around 4 to 4:30 a.m. in the morning. And this is that kind of novel which will really keep you up through the night. Even if you're feeling sleepy, you will feel like, let me just read one more page. Although it is classified as a thriller, it's not actually a thriller. I think it doesn't have that you can call it a thriller, but actually it is not that kind of a book where you will get a shocking turn or twist at every corner. It's not that. It has a lot of secrets, mysteries, everything is there, but the writing is kind of smooth, warm and flowy, not twisty or mind-bending sort of writing, not that. What I love about this book is that you get different perspectives from the narration. It is narrated by two women of the same family, but they're separated by generations. So, as you can see, the title says Lost Girls. These girls are from the same family. The story is about a young girl named Emily Evans, and she's 6 years old, and she disappears in the year 1935 from her family's vacation home which was located by the Minnesota Lake. Not the Minnesota Lake, by a remote lake in Minnesota. The name of the lake is not given. After she disappears, she was also the youngest daughter in the family. She had two elder sisters, and among all three of them, she was her mother's favorite. So naturally, when she disappears, her mother is the one who is most affected, and she's totally shattered. A few days later, her father commits suicide, but the mother and the two other daughters, the eldest one is named Lilith, and the middle one, who had a very quiet and observant nature, her name was Lucy. So the mother and these two daughters continue staying in their vacation home forever, with the hope that Emily will return one day. As I said before, that the narration is done by two women who are separated by generations. So one of them is Lucy. As I said, she is the middle daughter among the three daughters, and she is one of the person whose narration is given in the book, and she narrates. Her narration is not actually direct. She dies in the book, but she kept a journal where she noted down everything right from the summer when Emily disappeared in 1935. I guess it's 1935. Yeah, it's 1935. From that summer till her last day in life, she journaled everything in that book. When she died, she left the journal and the house, that vacation house, to her grandniece, whose name is Justin. And Justin is the second woman in the story whose narration you will be reading. So Justin is Lucy's grandniece. Emily was the youngest daughter in the family. Her sister was Lucy, and Lucy's elder sister was Lilith. So Lilith had a daughter whose name was Morris, and Morris was like she left home when she was only a teenager or something like that. I don't quite remember. But then she just left home and her mother in that vacation house because she wanted to discover her life. And then Morris had a daughter whose name is Justin, and Lucy left the house and her journal to Justin. Now, Justin has her own problems. As you'll see, she is running away from her manipulative boyfriend, and she also has two young daughters. So, I forgot their names. There are a lot of characters in the book. So she is totally drowned in her own problems, and that lake house came as her gift to her because she was in dire need of somewhere else to stay, because her boyfriend is somewhat like the character in the series You. He's a stalker and he's quite manipulative. He'll use some toxic ways to get what he wants at the end of the day. So it's like that. And so she moves with both of her daughters to this lake house in Minnesota, but she comes when it's winter, and winters in Minnesota are really bad, and the lake is empty and eerie. In some portions of the book I felt that it's a horror book and not a thriller book. So yeah, you'll get that vibe. Anyways, she arrives at the lake house to find that there is a very strange old person next door who claims to know. He doesn't claim to know, he says such words which reveals that he knows a lot about the summer of 1935 when Emily disappeared, but he's not willing to say those things. But he knows everything, or he knows a lot of things. In the meantime, as Justin came to the house, her mother, Maury, also came in a few days. Like, she came in a few days or in the same day, I don't quite remember, but she also came to reclaim her house, because she's the mother, so she's supposed to get it, but she didn't get it. It was Justin who got the legacy, the house and the journal. So she comes back to reclaim her heritage. And meanwhile, Justin's elder daughter, like, she has two small daughters, and the elder one becomes suddenly interested and kind of obsessed with how Emily disappeared in the summer of 1935. As you read the story, you'll realize, or you might have realized by now, that the story is all about how Emily disappeared and what happened to her in the summer of 1935, and that is what is going to be revealed at the end of the book. That is the main story, but there are a lot of characters, like lot of secondary characters, and I loved how Heather Young has built the characters. The story is intertwined among all the characters in the book, like everyone has a role to play, and the details are so nicely explained. I must also tell you that if you're expecting a shocking thriller with twists at every end, it's not a book like that. It's a warm read, but it has a pace and it will keep you turning pages. The book has both elements of hope and despair, and the ending was perfect too, according to me. And I think it's going to resonate with the female readers a lot. I think so, because it's about the girls in the family and their emotions and what they're thinking and all the perspectives. You're getting two narrations from two women of the same family, differing generations. But yes, if I have to rate this book, I'll definitely give it a 5, because I really loved it, even though it's not the typical thriller we expect. It's not that, but it's definitely a page turner and you can read it in one day. So give it a try. I'll leave a link in the description box below. After reading this novel, I'll literally be waiting for Heather Young's next novel, because this was so nice, so nicely written, so nicely composed. I really loved it. And if you guys read it, don't forget to comment down below what your thoughts are, how you felt, and also give it a rating. And if you like this video, do give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel, because I will be posting reviews every week. Also, if you love travel related videos, I have a second channel where I post travel videos, so I'll leave a link in the description box to that channel as well, and you can subscribe to it if you're interested in travel. I guess everyone is interested in travel, so don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.